Right, evening, folks. Eagle Spitz here on Desert Island Vids, and I have John Retch with me. Hello, John. How are you, mate?
I'm absolutely tickety-boo, mate, and all the better for seeing you. Lighting up my Tuesday morning.
That's good. That's good. So, where are you at the moment? Are you at home?
Oh yeah, I'm at home, mate. Yeah, I'm off work with the furlough, the furlough plague. So I'm sat here half the time like a spare prick at a wedding. You know, just absolutely bugger all going on. We're writing loads of songs though because we've got nothing else to do. So it's pretty productive in that respect. But you know, I'd all rather be out, you know, going and driving to Durham to see Dominic's family and what have you. You know, that would be nice.
Yeah, I think we'll be welcome. Seems like I've got a spare building to put us all up in.
Yeah.
A brick block thing. We've got most houses, I think.
So yeah, stuck at home, just you know, go for a walk now and again, walk to the shops, walk to the offie. So that's my cardiovascular workout sorted, you know, carrying 8 cans home.
Fantastic. Because you're in Merseyside at the moment, but you don't sound like you've got a Merseyside accent.
No, mate, from the Antipodes. Been here for Christ 30 odd years. I like to think I'm just spreading culture to the heathen English, and that usually goes down like a sack of wet shit. So, but yeah, you make your decisions and just end up in another part of the world. And at the end of the day, shouldn't be any borders anyway, mate. So I'll go where I want.
Exactly.
So I'm quite happy. I'm quite happy here. You know, in Australia, you just burn. You know, so I'm happy to just get rained on here. It's much more pleasant.
Yeah. I live that way myself. Not Australia, Merseyside, New Brighton, and it wasn't always the sunniest beach ever.
Yeah, it's had a bit of a facelift the last few years. So it's probably a lot different to it was when you were hanging around there, mate.
I'm sorry it was. Is.
I think it's no coincidence, mate. You leave and they decide, right, now we can tidy the place up. Now that bastard's left.
That's right. So,
sorry, go on.
Is there any English, Australian punk bands you was into before you came over here? Because obviously, there's a healthy scene in Sydney. You know, you have all your Radio Birdmans and your Saints, but you know, there's a whole undercurrent there. It's just you know, people like guitars and they like noise over there. You know, it's just how it is. You know, people didn't like when I first came over here and found out, you know, young blokes are into Spandau Ballet and ABC and that sort of bollocks. I'm like, what the fuck's wrong with these kids? You know, what's wrong with at least, you know, a bit of bloody noise, even though I don't like it. You know, if it's like AC/DC or something like that, at least it's bloody noisy. But it just is what it is. Funnily enough, just as an incidental aside, mate, when I dream, I don't dream about Dungeons and Dragons. I just dream about what's going to happen the next day. And I actually dreamt about coming on here with you. And I, believe it or not, my dream focused on the fact that on all your interviews, you make all your guests sing their favourite theme song from a soap opera. And I'm like, fucking hell, in my dream this is. The only one I know is fucking Neighbours. And I thought, I'm not fucking singing that. So in my dream, I sung the cartoon theme from the Roadrunner cartoon. And it was absolutely belting, apparently. Well, funny you should say that. I had a nightmare last night. My wife woke me up by stopping me punching the bedside cabinet because I was in the middle of a horror sci-fi film in my dreams. And
fucking hell.
It's affected me upon each other, mate.
It's lovely to know, mate, isn't it?
You mentioned Radio Birdman. Would you like to introduce your first song, buddy?
Yeah, New Race. When I was a kid at school, this was fucking dynamite, you know. Everyone at school where I grew up, they all loved AC/DC. They all loved Rose Tattoo. They're all waiting for Led Zeppelin to come and tour us, all that sort of shit, you know.
and all I'd get all day is "punk sucks, you prick" from them, you know, because that's it was. But then this came out, you know, we'd already heard the Pistols, but New Race by Birdman, it was just an anthem, you know. It's going to be a new race, the kids are going to start it up, I'm going to mutate, the kids are saying yeah hup, and it's like fuck, it was just mesmeric, you know. And it's just an anthem. They wrote it as a teen anthem, incorporating ideas of, you know, Zen Buddhism, which is like, what? I had no idea what that fucking shit was at the time, you know. But it was good. It was just wonderful, mate. It was the quintessential, you know, rock and roll song. It was just loud, fast, anthemic, and just mesmerising. And nearly 45 years on, it still has the same effect, you know. So if you still listen,
certainly a great catchy yes song, isn't it?
Oh shit, yeah, you know, it's a fist pumper, you know, especially you know the yeah hup stuff at the end, you know. It just sends shivers up your bloody spine, mate. Absolutely wonderful. So, and I thought, what better song to share with the masses on a lovely morning, mate?
No, exactly. I mean, we've got the weather for it.
Yes, we have, mate.
If you say yeah, hup, 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 yeah, hup.
So before Dry Retch, was you in other bands and stuff?
Yeah. I was before that for a few years in a band called Burning Eyes, doing similar kind of stuff. Before that, I was in a band called Haddock Fish Beast, which were kind of like a grungy type band, which the music was okay, but the live gigs were fabulous. You know, we played with people like Melvins, Babes in Toyland, Steel Pole Bathtub, so we had some wonderful gigs, you know. It never really amounted to much because the songs probably weren't great, but you know. And I've played in a bunch of like just one-off bands where, you know, just say to a bunch of blokes, here's a cassette, learn some songs, and just go and do a one-off gig. So, you know, we had one as the Childminders. So, what better name for a bunch of seedy old men? You know, it was up the kids' spines. So yeah, just keep dabbling. There was another one, Jehovah's Wetness.
Jehovah's
Wetness.
All right, because I remember an old band. I can't even remember where it was from, called Jehovah's Waitresses.
Oh, that wasn't us, mate. But still, Jehovah gets a look in everywhere, doesn't he? Bless him.
So, what's your next song, and then we'll talk a little bit about Dry Retch.
Yeah, why not? Number 2, Beasts of Bourbon. They're another Australian band. It's a song called Psycho. It's a cover. Elvis Costello's done it, and a few other people. Even Arthur from the Lurkers, when he does his solo acoustic stuff, he occasionally chucks that in. But it was actually the song we played at our wedding. That was our wedding song. Me and her indoors. So there's no way I could have not picked that as a song that means an awful lot to me. Otherwise, I'll get a good side swipe and say, yeah. But it's just a lovely song because, you know, the chorus, you think I'm psycho, don't you, mama? And no doubt her mum did think she was a bit doolally marrying me, but you know, she's still here. Against her better judgment, I'm sure. But yeah, just a great song, mate, and the video to go with it. You know, the video is just awesome. It's just nice and sinister. So it's
good.
You know, warms the cockles of your heart, mate.
Brilliant. Two things that go well together, nice and sinister. It's good.
Oh, absolutely.
Brilliant. So what's the scene like? I mean, when the plague's not around, what's the scene like in Merseyside?
Reasonably healthy. It has its moments. I mean, it's like a lot of places. The venues, you know, are shrinking. You know, it's great for cover bands. You know, they'll go and get great bloody crowds, because everybody wants to hear, you know, Van Halen's Jump and that sort of stuff. You know, but perish the thought they'll cross the road to check out a band doing a bunch of their own stuff. You know, it's but there's still plenty of bands, plenty of good bands. You know, there's you know, the Wasters and Bite Back. Crocodile God still floating around, so there's still a good nucleus of a scene. As I say, the venues are just diminishing, and we don't know how many of them are going to survive. You know, after this is all over, that's a big pull as well.
Well, we're in the same situation with Punk to Homeless, to be honest. I know the Sumac will survive, but I'm not sure about the Bay Horse because, that was pretty much on its arse when we got involved.
Oh shit!
And the only busiest nights I get is Punk to Homeless night.
Oh Christ! Because that's a tidy little venue, that.
That's a great place.
Yeah.
Normally, business is pretty bad for them. About 3 or 4 people in and stuff. And when we go and disturb the poor bastards by filling it full of punks.
Fucking hell! I don't know how some of these places manage to stay afloat, but you can only play what's in front of you, mate. You know.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Alex Ling, who does quite a bit for Punk for Homeless, says I should ask you about your love of Stooges.
Oh, Christ, yeah. I'm a total Stoogeophile. I'm not a Niggy fan, I think Iggy's solo stuff is patchy at best, but the Stooges are just absolute, gods. They just lit they set the benchmark. They're I can't really supply enough superlatives about them, but we even did an album we did many years ago, just cover of their first album, just because we could. They are ground zero for rock and roll, punk rock, call it what you want. I like calling it rock and roll and punk rock. They're interchangeable terms. If because people like say Deep Purple, I don't consider them to be rock and roll. But you know what I mean. You know where I'm coming from on that. But the Stooges are just absolutely wonderful, mate.
Yeah, I love the Stooges.
Yeah.
I'm interested in that first album. Is there any copies of that around still?
What's that? Sorry.
I'd be interested in a copy of that album. Your covers. Album.
Oh well, yeah. I can probably burn you one off, mate. I know I've still got one up in the bedroom somewhere. Serenade the wife every night to bed with it, I'm sure. I'm
the one who gets nightmares, so it'll be all right.
Oh Christ, yeah, it's great. I know we've put it on YouTube, so it's on there as well. So.
All right, cool, brilliant.
I can ping you over a copy, mate. So we did that, and my plan once upon a time was just to record everything that Ron Ashton had played on, because he's like he was the Stooges, him and his brother. They were the linchpin. They were the foundation. That's the problem with a lot of bands and singers. They have these ideas above their station. They think they're more than the sum total. You get it with people like Paul Weller, in my opinion.
Oh dear. I was a massive Jam fan when I was younger. I got to see the Jam the week down the Tube Station came out. I must have been about 16, and they were brilliant. But
yeah, I can imagine.
Paul Weller stuff bores me shitless, man.
Yeah, he's just spit up his own ass, because he's the bands are bands for a reason. It's, there's a whole range of dynamics going on apart from I wrote this song. It's the interaction of the personalities, the interaction of their abilities, and what they bring to each bloody song. But try and tell most singers that, and they're like, bollocks.
I'm saying nothing.
Yeah.
At least I know I can't sing, so I rely on the band.
Well, I'm pretty much the same, mate. I don't call myself a singer. I'm just a vocalist. It's just is what it is. You just get up, make a noise, and if it sounds vaguely articulate, then stick it on a record.
Indeed. The other thing about Paul Weller, as a side, he's a spitting image of my oldest sister. In life.
Christ, that conversation can go a number of ways, mate. Yeah. And none of them savoury.
usually ends up with backhand off of my sister, to be honest.
Christ, mate.
What's your second song then, mate?
Psycho was the second one.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm crap at this. I don't know why you bothered been into it, to be honest.
It's mathematics, eh?
Canary fries and fish, Mama, 'cause I'm as hungry as can be. Oh Lordy, how I wish, Mama, that you could keep that baby quiet, 'cause my head is killing me. I saw my ex again last night, Mama. She was at the dance at Miller's store. She She was with that Jackie White, mama. I killed them both and I buried under Jenkins Silvermore. You think I'm psycho, don't you, mama? Mama, pour me a cup. You think I'm psycho, don't you, mama? You better let them lock me up. Don't hang me Johnny's pup, mama, 'cause I might squeeze him too tight. I'm having crazy dreams again, mama, so let me tell you about last night. I woke up in Johnny's room, mama, standing right there by his bed, with my hands around his throat, mama, wishing both of us were dead. You think I'm psycho, don't you, mama? I just killed Johnny's pup. You think I'm psycho, don't you, mama? You better let him lock me up. Next door, mama, I believe her name was Betty Clark. Well, don't tell me she's dead, mama, 'cause I just saw her in the park. We were sitting on a bench, mama, thinking of a game to play. Seems I was holding a ranch, mama, then my mind just walked away. You think I'm psycho, don't you, mama? I didn't mean to break your cup. You think I'm psycho, don't you, mama? Oh, mama, why don't you get up?
So, how many albums have you recorded as Dry Retch?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. About 7. The middle 2 albums were with different lineup to what we have now. But the lineup we have now is 3/4 of what we had back on the first 3 albums.
Okay, because I know you've got one guy from Mere Dead Men, aren't you?
Instant Agony, he was in.
Oh, Instant Agony, was it? Oh, sorry. Instant Agony, yeah.
Yeah, Dave. Yeah, he was in Agony for a while. He was in a bunch of bands. He was in 08, 98. He was in Kerpunk. So, yeah, he's had his finger in a few little pies there. The dirty bastard. So.
Yeah, I remember going to see 08, 98 in... what's that place Beatles made famous?
The Cavern.
Yeah, he was doing a Saturday afternoon thing many years ago before I left that way. They're an interesting bunch of guys.
Yeah, good lads, all good lads, and a good band as well. I wasn't always sure about their cover of "Wannabe" by the Spice Girls, but you know, it got the kids dancing.
That's good. At least somebody could still dance. I mean, I'm getting a bit too knackered for that dancing, like.
Fabulous stuff. Yeah. So yeah, with the 7 albums. So basically, the 5 of them are with mostly this lineup. You know, certainly me, the guitarist, and the drummer, and Dave's been on the last 2.
Brilliant. So, how would you describe your sound for people who haven't heard your stuff before?
Awesome.
Good word.
Thanks, mate. Yeah. the script is just loud and ugly rock and roll, loud and ugly excremental rock and roll. You know, we just get up, plug in, make a racket, and it's, you know, sometimes we'll just use 2 chords where, you know, because 3 is sometimes just one too many. So it can be, it's just, when we play live, it's just brutal because it's loud. It's not necessarily too fast, but it's just, someone described it as brutal swirling psychedelia, which is kind of weird. But everybody hears different things, I suppose, you know?
Yeah, I think so. Because
Yeah,
I mean, that imagery would conjure up bands like Flipper to me.
Interesting, yeah. That's yeah, that'll work. I'll take that any day, mate. Yeah. I guess the thing that for me with the band, it's just the sound of punk rock thunder, really. You got John Paul on stun guitar, as I like to call it, but it just you know, he is the sound of thunder, and the noises he gets out of his guitar leave everybody sort of, you know, just a little bit agog, really. And you got Dave on bass, and he's the sound of thunder, always has our bowels rattling around. And then you have the god of thunder on drums. I'm sure he'd like me to call him that anyway, but you know, it is what it is. You know, we make a racket, and it's a good racket. You know, it's just you know, warms the cockles of your heart just to feel that the volume, because volume is an instrument in itself, really, as the legendary Ron Ashton once said.
So is there any bands you particularly like playing with in the DIY scene?
Well, we just before the lockdown, we did a couple of gigs with Rights of Hatter and Tio Rico.
Okay.
One in Manchester, and then the next day in Liverpool, literally like a week before the shutdown. And that was great because they're just like, as you know, Alex, great bunch of lads. And that was all just good to play with because there was such a just a nice vibe with everybody. You know, everyone was just not on a trip. You know, everyone was just cool, relaxed, and just there for the music. You know, and just have a good time. And we all just got along so well. So, you know, we'll definitely be playing with those guys again. Hopefully, you know, on some sort of you know, all over the country. We'll just get out there and do it when we can. You know, but at the moment, we're just a bit fucked.
But at least you're writing.
Oh shit, yeah, we are. Every so often, Dave will send me a video. It's like, here's something I'm working on. I'm like, fucking hell, we haven't finished the last one. You know, so
Really?
Yeah. So, but you know, it's at first with the lockdown, I was a bit like, this is fucked up, you know. And it took me a while to sort of, you know, get me act together on that. But yeah, we're all just productive as fuck. Not only writing, but we're recording because the technology is there to do it, mate.
Excellent stuff. So talking about recording, maybe we can mention your next song.
Oh, what a delightful fucking segue, mate. Isn't scripted at all, honest, Gov.
I am fucking slick, me.
Oh, fucking hell, yeah. I'll tell you what. Who needs vegetable oil? Just put you in a fucking pan of raw chicken. Fuck knows where that came from, mate, but there we go.
Good, I like that.
You're welcome. Yeah, next song, number 3 is Don't Touch Me, You're Sick, which was all done on our telephones. We just recorded it all on and sent it all by WhatsApp, doing our bits separately. And then we put it all on Audacity. Will's the drummer. He did all the mixing and everything, and it was just absolutely we were staggered how well it came out.
That's great.
It's fucked up. It really is. You know, I did my vocals in the bathroom. I had about 4 or 5 goes, and the first bunch of takes were just not having it. You know, that was just all a bit shit. And then I had to have an evacuation down below. And then the next take was absolutely bang on. I was like, I'm getting out of this fucking room. So excremental rock and roll, that's us, mate.
Brilliant. And the name of that song is Don't Touch Me, You're Sick. Is that a nod to Mudhoney?
It was. It was funny. Me and the wife were just doing a walk, and we were just talking about the song that we were looking to look at doing, and we're just talking about all the lack of social distancing and stuff in Asda and whatever. And we're just talking and flipping ideas as we walked and that, and we did. Yeah, it was just a play on "Touch Me, I'm Sick."
Brilliant.
There's a distance between me and these clowns. These arrows on the floor, but the fools ain't looking down. Well, I don't wanna be infected by you. Your brain's as empty as a balloon. Get too close and I'm gonna shoot you. So don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me, me. Don't touch me. 'Cause I know. Yeah, I see it. So I don't wanna get up so close. You may stay away if I was covered in embryos. Like Ramirez kind of walking around town, even in the dressing gowns. They need euthanasia now. So don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me, me. Don't touch me. 'Cause I know. Yeah, I see it.
It just came from just fury going into Asda where they got fucking arrows on the floor, but these people, by jingo, no, I didn't see no fucking arrow. Oh, and by the way, can I breathe and cough all over you?
Yep.
It's like, you stupid fuckers,
Because I'm on the vulnerable side, health-wise, Rachel's been going out most of the time getting stuff because she's been furloughed. We managed to put up all the homeless people in the hotels in Nottingham, so she's been furloughed, which is nice. But Yeah, it is. I mean, I think it's the same all over the fucking country. That you queue up to go into a supermarket, you're nicely spaced out. The moment you get in there, it's like fucking like being at a jumble sale, fucking one mad Russ or a car boot sale or something. Let me fucking get in there.
Mate, it's absolutely insane. It really is. And you know, they say things over the tannoy in as they're saying, you know, keep your distance, bell ends, you know, and it's like, no, didn't hear a fucking thing. Just going to carry on. So the wife even said to some woman, says, "You're going the wrong way," and she goes, "Oh, I don't know." It's like, "Oh yeah, you fucking are, you fucking idiot." And then when we have those sort of things, then I just cough a lot, you know. So just just to give them the, hopefully make them think that I've got it and I'm giving it. So, you know, fuck them. As they say on TV, mate, fuck them if they can't take a joke.
Exactly. No, it's a good way of sort of getting people to social distance and then coughing and spluttering.
Yes, unless a lynch mob comes at you and then they just pummel you to fuck, you know, that would be shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, the lynch mob went for some Chinese guy in our local Tesco's.
Really?
Yeah, they all, thankfully, they all got fucking banned from Tesco's. But yeah, when it first started, there's some poor old Chinese guy in the place, and a few guys kicked off on him. But you know, it was soon dealt with. But it was like, hold on a fucking minute, you know, this isn't a race thing. You know, nothing that should ever be a race thing anyway. But
fucking hell, that's fucking astounding, isn't it? You know, the depths that the knuckle draggers can stoop to, mate.
Yep, totally. Right, if you was interviewing John Retch, what question would you like to ask him?
I'd say, can I have your autograph? Because you're a fucking god.
Brilliant. No.
Clearly, the wife isn't listening to this conversation because she'd pop in with a fucking objection right about now.
Yeah, well, I was interviewing Andrew Tranter from Headsticks a few weeks ago, and suddenly I had a cushion flying at me from the other side of the room. I'd said something objectionable, which more. So my wife started launching missiles at me mid-interview.
Fucking outrageous, mate. Outrageous.
Unacceptable.
What would I ask myself? When's your next record coming out? Because I can't get enough. So the next record. The answer to that is, well, we're recording a few more songs. So we're bringing out the Lockdown EP. So watch this space. I would say to that young pop kid who's starry-eyed and probably got sweaty, clammy hands speaking to me. So
awesome, mate. Well, thanks for being on, mate.
Mate, absolute pleasure.
And people can find your stuff around on the normal places online, can they, and order stuff? Yeah,
you can get stuff on Bandcamp, and I encourage people to go to Bandcamp, to our Bandcamp site, and Don't Touch Me, You're Sick. All proceeds go to Punk for the Homeless. We've had another couple over the weekend of people downloading that, so there's more money to come.
Thank you very much.
We will be having a big push for people to go to Bandcamp for the 4th of June, because that's when it's a fee-free Bandcamp day. So they won't be taking hundreds of fucking quids off people for nothing, you know.
I know they are a bit steep at times, these places.
But it is what it is, you know. It's you just have to deal with the devil sometimes, mate.
Yep, make sure you use a long spoon. or something like
that. Yeah. Is that while you're in the pan with the chicken?
That's right. Yeah. All right, mate. Well, you take care. Thanks again for being on, buddy.
Mate, you're very welcome, and I hope to see you in the flesh sometime soon, mate.
Yeah, indeed. That'd be great, mate. Bless you.
Great stuff. All right, mate. Take care.
Right.
See you, mate. Ta-da.
Yeah, well, thanks.